Hi guys, welcome to another Red Couch bonus episode. This is going to be the last bonus episode as of right now. I'm going to be your host, Georgia Newman, and with me is Ainsley Krienselokker. We're going to be discussing a little bit about our experience with the Interrobang, and then just discussing our favorite, topic ever, just books. So stay tuned. So I wanted to start off, this is our last bonus podcast episode of the Interrobang. But I wanted to start off by just reminiscing on our time at the Interrobang, how fun it's been.
Yeah, I mean, I love writing.
Yeah.
And I think I really realized that at the Interrobang, so much so that my internship is purely just writing. And also, I think it's pretty cool that we get to do like news, sports, culture, opinion.
For sure. I do love that. I think it was nice to be able to focus on writing. Sometimes it was hard to meet like the regulations of like, it has to be this long, especially when I was writing opinion pieces, because I'd be like, this is all I have to say. So now what?
Just blab on for 100 words.
Exactly. But that was, I think, a little bit more of a task because we had that format to complete. But I think it was such an amazing learning experience in regards to like filling out our portfolio with stuff that isn't just news, like being able to be like, and this is me on a culture piece. This is something like a feature piece.
We had so much more to pick from compared to other people.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like our first job in news, like besides the radio station that we do for school. It's like our first actual job. So I think it's really nice to have that on a resume on top of our program.
Yeah, like we get to say we were professional journalists. Well, before we even got our...
Yeah, I don't know about professional, but we were journalists.
we were journalists. Yeah, I also love getting to collect them. Like, it was so funny. Like, I used Danny as a streeter in my last one, and we were walking out today, and he was like, is this the article that I'm in? And I was like, yeah, it is, brother. And he like went and grabbed one of the articles, and it's like something that I
love print. I love print.
I know.
Print newspapers, I feel like need to come back. I love actually seeing it. I'm a print book girl. Like, I love just print. I love holding things. I love the smell of it. I love it.
I know.
I will go into a library and just sniff like it's
like it's what? No, honestly, yeah, I do. And I like that it's like available throughout the school. I think it's just such a cool way for like students to see their voice being heard when you're talking about certain things regarding the college. I think it's so cool to watch Danny get excited and be like, that's my name in this newspaper.
Like whenever I did a sports article, they'd be like, when does it come out? When does it come out? When does it come out?
Yeah.
And then they would take it. They'd be like,
put it in a little frame.
Mom and Dad, look, I had an article written about me.
And Hannah was just amazing. I thought
Hannah was a really amazing editor.
She was really sick. And I thought Brandon was sick too. I love that he just let us rant.
Yeah, I love that he did the podcast. I love filming them with him. He'd just sit there and try not to laugh at our stupidity when we were going on about the budget of books. Yeah, correct our Lord of the Rings facts.
Yeah, he was fun. It's gonna be sad. I hate that, like, knowing that we're gonna be the last of it. I think it's sad to think that no one else is gonna get to have that experience with these people. I'm happy for Hannah, and I'm happy.
I'm glad they're still there, and they're still, like, they didn't just be like, okay, we're not doing the paper anymore, you can leave.
Yeah, but I do think it's, like, it's so disheartening to, like, know that this is going to be the last, you know?
How long has the paper been up?
Over 50 years. Yeah, pretty much since Fanshawe became a thing, the paper's been a thing.
Crazy.
Is that not insane? And then this dude was just like,
no. I don't want it. I don't want it.
It's a waste of money. Which, I mean, not really. You know what I mean? And I think it's such a good, like...
Well, I think if you're thinking about the student's experience, too, you're thinking of the people that go into journalism. Like, this is an amazing opportunity for us.
And it's so easy. I loved how flexible the hours were. One of the girls that I went to high school with, who's now a tattoo artist, was like, Alex Betancourt was like, oh, I used to be a graphic designer, sign this petition. And she was posting about the petition. And I was like, it's crazy how many lives the Interrobang touched. Mm-hmm. Even people who are like alumni now and who are out of Fanshawe and are doing all of this other amazing stuff.
Who still read the newspaper, who still
care.
Bother to comment back to some of our articles, good or bad.
Yeah,
and we love it.
Like, she's been a tattoo artist now. I think she's been out of school for like 3 more years, and she was still like, this is important enough for me to want to post it on my my Instagram story and be like, hey guys, please sign this petition. So like, it's still important to these people, even though they're not at Fanshawe anymore. It's something that they can use to like check up on us and just make sure that Fanshawe is still running smoothly. I don't know. It's just, yeah. At the end of the day, I'm sad to see it go, and I wish that it wasn't the case.
Mm-hmm. I just feel like that's where most of my passion projects went. Like anything that I wanted to talk about that wasn't necessarily acceptable for the ex, I got to talk about there.
Yeah.
Any opinion piece, all my books, the podcasts.
Yeah. And I feel like it felt more like hanging out with your friends. Like even when we go to pitch meetings, like you'd pitch your idea and then everybody would yap about it.
It was supposed to be 10 minutes. We were there for like an hour just talking some smack.
I know. And I had so much fun. But yeah, I don't know. That was the main thing. I just wanted to start off the podcast. I mean, we've used pretty much half of the podcast to just talk about Interrobang. But back to what we're known best for. We're going to yap about books.
You thought you got away, Brandon.
Yeah, you thought you were free. You're not. We have a new one to discuss though, because we've been talking
romantasy.
No, yes, we have been talking romantasy, and this time we're gonna switch it up and just talk romance.
Yeah.
This is unique. This is fun. I used one of them. I used Roxy's book with Hank and Roxy's book in my podcast about like Halloween-y books, like fall-y books, because of the haunted house.
Okay.
And I was like, it's fun. So anyways, I got her reading Rock Chicks by Chris and Ashley. I've already read the series. I'm rereading.
Might you ask?
Why?
Onyx Storm was just not hitting it.
It really wasn't.
It wasn't hitting the spot I needed it to hit. My life has been stressful.
Yeah.
I didn't need to go read my book and just be stressed out.
Yeah.
So Georgia's like, why don't we just take a break? We're like a good 70% in.
Yeah.
But she's like, why don't we just take a break?
Well, you're a good 70% and I'm only like 50. Anyways, anywho.
But she's like, why don't we just read something fun, something like this is the book that I reread so many times. You should pick up.
It's very rom-com.
Yeah, you should pick it up. You should read it. And I started with the first one. I'm now on book 4. It's been a week.
Dude, she's read one of the week.
I read Jet and Eddie's book in one day.
Which is Rock Chick Rescue. Yeah. One day. 600 pages.
That's stupid.
That's crazy.
I need a life.
But you know what? And we were talking about it, and I know we brought this up in other podcasts, but it is not like, it's not an overtly like smutty book. It's not one of those books. Okay.
Well.
It's not, I don't think it's over. Okay. Haunting Adeline. I don't know. I feel like there are some other books that are just
being someone who doesn't read smut, that's a pretty smutty book. But
really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
But I don't read smut. I read like, you know what?
It's crazy to me that you think that, because like okay.
Hank
and Roxy for sure. They get down and busy. But anyways, that's not
quite
the moral
a few times.
That's not the moral. But we weren't like, it's not. Yes. Is there sexual scenes? I'm not saying that there isn't. What I am saying though is that neither of us, you more than me, were. Those sexual scenes weren't what was enticing us. We would sit there and you would like them. But like, anyways, it's like
it's the whole book. The whole book. It just added a little ooh.
Yeah, like it was like talking about like the way that he took care of her and like the way that he spoke. Like there was one part in Roxy and Hank's book where I can't stop talking about this, where he's like, I'm gonna like, after this is over, it's going to be normal. And Roxy's like, it hasn't been, this has been my life for 7 years. And he goes, I'll show you normal.
Yeah, you will. Yeah, you will.
And now I'm crying in the club. Like it's so much more than just like, it's literally, if men want a cheat code, hear me. If you need a cheat code, you have a woman you like and you need a cheat code, read the Rock Chick books.
Read the Rock Chicks book. All the men are pretty copy and paste, but they're
and because it works. Because it works.
Give me 10 more.
Yeah, it's so good, and it's so easy breezy, beautiful, like beautiful. What?
Cover girl.
Yeah, thank you. It's so just calming. Like you don't pick up that book and go. What's gonna happen? What's gonna happen? Oh no! Yeah. Oh no!
It's like it's
a happily ever after. There's
true crime romance comedy. So there's some stuff where it's like, oh my goodness, but they instantly tell you what happened. It's not like
3 books later
where there's like there's all this hidden meanings and da 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 da, which I love. I love that stuff. But sometimes, especially when you're going through tougher periods of your life and you just want an escape, you don't want to think too much. You can't pick up a romantasy book. That thing, you've heard my voice notes where I'm like, what's this and that and the blah, 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 blah.
Yeah. You're like, your arms,
I analyze.
Like, what's it? Palms are sweaty, knees weak, arms, mom spaghetti. Okay,
Yeah.
anyways. It's very much like that. Like, I remember reading ACOTAR, the second book in ACOTAR, where everything happens with the sisters at the end. And I remember literally being like, what is going on? And you read it and you were fine. You didn't think that part was crazy. But like Fourth Wing, in both Fourth Wing books that I finished so far, I have cried. I cried in Fourth Wing. I cried in Iron Flame. Hey, the craziest thing is when I'm reading a book, that's not what I want to do. I don't want to cry. I don't want bad stuff to happen. I want an easy breezy, beautiful cover girl book that's going to give me that fantasy edge, that's going to do all of this stuff, but I don't want to bawl my eyes out. And I think there's
I like
no
bawling
stress.
my eyeballs out. But just right now, I just needed a good
Life's
smutty
already making us bawl our eyes out. We do not need a
so
book
I just
to do
needed
it too.
like you said, like a fun, breezy, whatever, whatever.
Yeah.
I needed that, and this book delivered.
Yeah.
Delivered. First book,
Mid.
Lee and Indy.
Yeah.
Mid.
Yeah.
Mid.
India.
I
her name
love
is India
them.
Savage though, which is kind of badass.
Oh, she had some good moments.
She really
did. But I like her as a supporting character rather than the main character. I loved her in Jet and Eddie's book. I loved her
in Hank and Roxy's,
loved her in Hank and Roxy's book. Second one, I'm so glad I got through. Got through the first.
God.
The first one's not bad.
It's not bad.
You read it, but you don't want to like go and pick it up again.
Yeah.
Second one, I will pick up again. The third book, bury me with that book. Bury me with that book. Let it rot with my own bones. I love it so much.
It's so good. And you want to know the craziest for listeners, the craziest part about this whole thing is that
I hated him.
She hated him.
Hank. I hated Hank in the second book.
Yeah, in the second book. So it's very kind of like they're like this like friend group, okay? And then there's a hot bunch, which are like the friend groups, boyfriends, and like
investigators, PIs,
bounty hunters,
badass.
And so with that though, these women are bombshells. They're like they're badasses. You know what I mean?
Attitude. They got spunk.
Yeah, they are, and I love that it's not like, oh, I'm just a skinny little girl. Like I like that they're like, all of them are
voluptuous
and different. Like
different. Yeah, all the women, they're different.
Yeah,
not one of them looks the same, but they all kind of have that attitude, have that
sass,
edge, have that sass,
and like I love
stand their ground a little bit.
What do you mean a little bit?
A lot of it,
except for Jet. Jet, I feel like kind of got bulldozed a little bit, but these women stand on business. They're like, their men's like, you're going through a drama right now. Someone's trying to kill you. Can you please just sit in the house? No.
Actually, put my hands on my hips, stomp my feet a little bit. Ain't gonna happen.
Yeah, like they do not listen to these, and these people are trying to help them. We're on the fourth book right now. I'm not rereading it because I didn't like it. Vance and
she didn't like it.
Jules,
but Ainsley needs to create her own opinions.
Exactly, and I love that for you.
I'm only on page like 134 of 700.
Yeah.
But I like it. I like her. Usually I'm drawn to the men in these books, but this woman.
You didn't like Vance from day one. She is badass though. She's like I think this one's called Rock Chick Renegade, and it's because she's a renegade. She is just
and they're all kind of shook because all the women like to like be like, no, I can handle this. I can handle this.
Jules can handle it.
Jules can handle it.
Like it says, hi, Jules. You read it, hi, Ainsley.
Yeah.
Like, actually, you're talking to me.
This is my life story.
Yeah. But it'll be interesting to see because I like the fifth book too. So I'm like waiting for her to get through the fourth book.
I'm very excited for the fifth book. Because if you like a book, I usually like a book.
Yeah.
If you don't like a book, sometimes I'll like the book.
Yeah.
But I most likely won't like it as much as the books that we both like.
Yeah.
So I'm very excited, but I'm also excited for this one.
I think it's going to be a fun twist and turn of events for you, and you're going to have so much fun with it. Thank you so much for listening to the very last bonus episode podcast of the Interrobang, or the Red Couch podcast.
I had so much fun.
Thanks.
Glad to be a part of it.
Yeah, I was talking more to the listeners than to you. But
that's fine.
Yeah.
I was just throwing in my 2 cents.
Okay. Don't.
I'll shut up.
Thank you. Anyways, thank you guys so much for listening. I say stay tuned, but not a whole lot is coming out.
For.
Yeah, we'll have to see if the referendum works. But anyways, you guys have a great day.
Weekend.
Yeah, whatever. And check out our articles at theinterrobang.ca.
Bye, guys.
Bye.